All right. Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I'm the Lower Paxton Township Manager, and in typical fashion, I'm going to give a brief summary of this evening's agenda, particularly for the benefit of those who may be watching at home on television. A very short agenda for tonight's business meeting. The board, under new business, will hear and take action on Resolution 2023-03, which allows for the disposition of specific records, which is a very typical act for the board. Then the board will hear two first presentations on ordinances pertaining to the township pension plans, one being the uniformed pension plan and the next being the non-uniform pension plan. And then following that, the board will hear or take action rather on a number of improvement guarantees, the payment of township and authority bills, and hear any final announcements before finally taking a motion to adjourn the meeting. With all that said, members of the board are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll call this meeting of the Lower Paxton Board of Supervisors to order. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for the pledge led by Supervisor Judd.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will begin by going to approval of minutes from the October 4th, 2022 budget session, as well as the October 4th, 2022 business meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Mr. Chairman, so moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We're going to proceed to public comment. The Board of Supervisors did meet in executive session prior to this meeting, and will do so following. The public comment is for any item not on the agenda tonight. Would anybody like to make public comment on an item not on the agenda this evening? Okay. Bill, the public is quiet tonight. So, this takes us to chairman and board member comments. Board members, do we have comments this evening?
I have one comment.
Oh.
I'd like to congratulate Robin Lindsay for being voted and approved as president of Capital COG, which is Capital Council of Governments. It was a meeting last night that this occurred, so she's now the president of COG, so congratulations to
Thank you.
you.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And on that note, last night we did have the council meeting, and Mr. Zumas, myself, Mr. Henry, and Mr. Gottschall attended. And I would like to congratulate Mr. Zumas because he will be representing Lower Paxton Township on the Public Safety Committee of the Capital Area Council of Governments. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Last week, too, the board was busy. Mr. Zumas and myself, a week ago, Friday night, attended elected officials meet and greet at the farm show. And then Wednesday, Mr. Zumas, Mr. Gottschall, and myself attended the elected officials day at the farm show. So it was a good way to meet other officials from around the state, and they did come from far away to attend the activities that they had there for elected officials.
Okay. Any other members have a comment? Hearing none. The manager's report, Mr. Gottschall.
Mr. Chairman, I have no formal report this evening.
Thank you, sir. That will take us to old business, of which there is none. Moving right along to new business, we do have Resolution 2023-02, this allowing for the disposition and destruction of specific records. And we do this periodically. Mr. Gottschall gets in a destructive mood, all according to required disposition laws and rules and regulations, correct? Yeah.
That is correct, too.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Well, first of all, is there a motion?
Is there a
What
motion?
you did.
No, I can't. I
So
don't.
moved.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Zumas.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Judd. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We need to go to first presentation of ordinance 23 dash, we're not sure yet, amending ordinance 07-08 to update the uniformed pension plan, this to include inflation mitigation cash stipends. Mr. Miller.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll handle 23 not known yet in both forms. I'll present both of these together. It's very simple. Anytime we're going to amend an ordinance, it could be a very drawn-out, long affair, but these are actually very simple text amendments. In each of these cases, the board did approve with contractual bargaining and for administrative staff, inflation mitigation cash stipends. And it was the intent with negotiations and discussions that those amounts would be excluded from pension as essentially a one-time cash award, and therefore would not be part of reoccurring wages that would factor into the pension computations. So our actuaries, Mock and Hupp, had drafted these proposed ordinances to do a slight amendment to each of the pension plans to exclude these one-time cash amounts from ongoing, from the computations from the ongoing compensation for pensions. And these were reviewed by Solicitor Stein as well. And I'll take any questions.
Well, and I guess we should say that the reason for this is, or the stipends was in our contract work to recognize inflation and what it's done, the impact it's had on our employees, but also offer some protection to taxpayers with the hope that, you know, this is not the new normal going forward, and that so we could do a one-time cash infusion without having that be an ongoing cost for taxpayers, with the hope that things get a little more normal.
That is correct.
Any additional questions or comments? Okay. Well, that was the first presentation. We will hold that over for official action at a future meeting. This then takes us to subdivision and land development. Things have apparently slowed down a little bit, but we do have a number of improvement guarantees, 4 to be precise. Any questions or comments relative to the improvement guarantees? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
I move that we approve the improvement guarantees as laid out.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. The time has come for payment of bills for Lower Paxton Township and the Lower Paxton Township Authority. Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that we approve payment of the bills for Lower Paxton Township and Lower Paxton Township Authority.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Well, we've moved along rather rapidly tonight. Are there any additional announcements from board members or staff?
Well, we didn't have a lot of work to do last week, and we canceled that meeting.
Right.
And it just turns out for right now, it was another light agenda, but it'll come back.
But not only will come back, but I think it's important to note that the month of December was exceptionally heavy with business, as we had to approve the budget for this year, and we also had 3 union contracts.
It always balances out.
Yeah, so a lot of action got cleared off the decks in December. A little bit of breathing room now, but you're correct, Mr. Judd. It will pick back up.
Yes.
With that, our next board meeting will be a business meeting, not for 2 weeks, on Tuesday, February 4th, 2023. The agenda says 2020, but I think it's 2023. Yeah, at 7 p.m. 2 weeks from tonight, 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.